Hey all, this is Zozo Stock Watch, and this is going to be your stock watch list for Friday, September 8th. And I taped this outside to get the volume.
Rainbow. So with all the bad weather out there and down there in the States, I thought you might like to look at a rainbow. So I don't know if can you see it? So that's what a rainbow looks like. Anyway, there's some good weather in some places over here in Canada. So trying to get a picture for you guys of the rainbow. I don't know, stupid wires are in the way. Anyway, to you folks that are in Florida, dealing with, unfortunately, with Irma and Houston. Anyway, there are rainbows out there, so hopefully you'll get through and you'll be fine, okay?
All right, so that was a picture of a rainbow in case you doubted that there are rainbows, and here's a better picture of the rainbow. So we'll start the video off with a rainbow tonight. I know some of you will probably put thumbs down because it's not just strictly a stock watch, but anyway, I just had to show you that. Let's go ahead and get into the stock watch. So anybody facing the Irma or the terrible weather down there, I really wish that you'll be safe and take care. Okay, evacuate if you need to. So we'll go ahead and start there. We'll take a look at the IBB, and it's still pushing up to new highs on this daily chart. IWM. IWM still messing around, but the bulls keep showing up around this 150 SMA, which is at 138.50, and IWC, they're holding this 100 SMA after that big rebound off of the 83.50. So the bulls are showing up. It's just we can't get any continuation, and that's kind of just the way it is right now. It's the market. It's been a slow week. There's a lot of things on people's plates as far as the weather and Korea, the debt ceiling, the tax reform. Will it go through? Won't it go through? You see the SPY still holding above the 5 EMA here on the SPY. What else? We did, we'll look at the Dow Jones 30 real fast. And, you keep touching this 50 SMA, so, you keep touching an area of support, and usually, eventually, you break that support. So that's what they say. So we'll see. IYT faring a little bit better, right? We're coming up to the 50 SMA now on the IYT. And so we'll see if they can, get some momentum here. Nice bounce from the 162. We've been talking about it. But right now we need to crack this 50 SMA on the IYT. AAL, UAL, really still not helping. DAL, so CSX, look at some rails. So it's the rails that are moving up a little bit today that are helping the IYT, UNP, CP, Canadian Pacific pushing up there, KSU, staying steady by the 50 SMA. So that's some of the rails. Let's go ahead and we'll get into it a little bit. We'll look at the futures real fast. Dow Futures down 7, S&P Futures down 1, NASDAQ Futures down 2. As far as some of your stocks that popped today, NLNK popped. Even Adam Furstein was tweeting out, but he couldn't knock this thing down on NLNK. RH, big runner today after their earnings. VRNA, EGAN, FRTA. I think this is on my watch list too. FRTA, SQNS, CONN. They had earnings. MTRX, and then on the weak side we had APOP, BCRH, CRZO, etc. And then for your options activity, AG, APA, BAC on the call side, Guild call activity, GOGO, GOGO, HIMX, XLNX, and we actually day traded this one in the room at ZozoStockwatch.com. We traded that one, and we got, a decent trade, nothing major, but we did get a gainer out of that one. And ASNA to the put side, unusual put activity. This is unusual call activity. Let's get that out of your way real fast. Next up, we will take a look at the economic information for tomorrow. Just going to slide that over for you as soon as it loads up. And I'm kind of doing this video on the fly today. It's soccer night, so I got to get out to go to a soccer game. So for Friday, companies reporting, I think it's only one major one. Yeah, it's Kroger, KR. So Kroger will be reporting tomorrow morning before the bell. You have wholesale trade at 10 o'clock. We have some Fed speak at 8:45 a.m. We have 1 o'clock, the Baker Hughes rig count, and then 9:30 on a Friday night, no less, consumer price index and PPI from China at 9:30 p.m. there, Eastern time, excuse me. Anything for tonight, we have Japan's GDP Thursday night, so that would be tonight at 7:50 p.m. Eastern time, and it's about 7:07 now my time. And then we have some information coming from China at 10 o'clock. You have Fed speak going on, 7 o'clock Fed speak a couple of times, and then 8:15 Fed speak, Esther George. So that's some of your Fed speak for tomorrow. And like we said, Kroger is after the bell. For your conference calls for Friday, and let's get that up there for you. And it's basically just a couple of companies for Friday for your conference calls. We have what is that? The MIND and at 9 o'clock, and then Kroger KR at 10 o'clock for your conference calls. All right, so let's see. We went through some markets. We'll check out Apple. They had some news today. Blah blah blah. They're gonna have some issues with the phone in building it, and might be some delays, but not much damage there. I think we've heard that before. Facebook looking very nice. Netflix holding up above the 5 EMA right there on the chart. You can see that Netflix very strong. Disney got whacked today. Disney just took a hit. They talked about their earnings are going to be in line, so not very good for Disney. And Bob Iger was out talking, and Disney got slammed, which drove down some of the other media companies, CBS, Fox, and DISCA, Discover, that was down also. So those took a hit. Tesla hanging tough in this consolidation on Tesla. Next up, we'll have a look at Amazon, and this one, the price target was raised today to like $1,300. Forget by who, but it was raised up to $1,300 for Amazon. So that one perked up a little bit. And Google, this one, looking much better, back over the 50 SMA. BABA, I'm going to have to start including BABA in my nightly review. And BABA back, trying to get back above the 5 and the 10 SMA on the daily chart here, looking strong. So that's a few of the big names, and some of your earnings after the bell. Take a quick look. RDFN came in with earnings in line, earnings per share in line, but they beat on revenue. And then you see they jammed RDFN. This is a recent IPO, by the way. This is the daily chart, and this is the 5-minute after hours chart. They jammed it down. They bought it right back up on RDFN. So they had those earnings. FNSR, earnings per share in line. They beat on revenue. The stock got hit in the after hours on FNSR. What else? We have BV. That stock popped. They beat by 4 cents, beat on revenue. VISI, nothing. They did, let's see, they beat by 2 cents. They missed on revenue, VISI, but it's like a no-name stock. Let me see if there's any other earnings. let's see, as earnings season slows down, so we did that, finish our, pay, P-A-Y, Vodafone, right? That stock got slammed down, and pay came in at earnings per share in line. They beat on revenue. CLDR, they beat by 8 cents. They beat on revenue, and you see the stock perked up a little bit in the after hours on CLDR. SIGM, they missed by 4 cents, missed on revenue, so the stock was bidding down in the after hours. Zoom, ZUMZ, this one is up in the after hours. You see here's the daily chart. It's trading, closed at 13.20, it's at 14.75, so what's that, like $1.55 or so? So Zoom's up about $1.55. They beat by 4 cents, revenue's in line. Let me see if there's anything else. AOBC. This used to be the old Smith & Western, and they got slammed down on their earnings miss. Missed by 9 cents, missed on revenue, so nobody's buying guns right now. So Smith & Wesson, or American Outdoor Brands as they're called now, they were down. CHKE, also bidding down. They missed by 5 cents, but they beat on revenues. And I think that's about it for the major companies. Zooms we talked about. Let's see if there's, Fizz, that was the one, FIZZ, Fizz. That one is bidding down, and let's see, Fizz, they beat by 8 cents, they beat on revenue, but you see this big run they've had in Fizz, so it's probably due for some pullback here on FIZZ. AGX, they beat by, it says here, 69 cents and beat on revenue on AGX. So that stock is bidding up in the after hours. Not much volume in the name though, AGX. So big beat by them if those numbers are right. And I do believe that's it for the after hours stuff as far as earnings go. One that I didn't mention that came out with earnings after the bell was this TLRD, earnings per share beat, revenue miss. And that's on TLRD, and you see the stock popped up, then pulled back. So that was TLRD. The big story after the bell is this EFX, Equifax, EFX. And that stock is just getting crushed in the after hours. Announces cybersecurity incident involving consumer information. So that's pretty big. Equifax reports incident potentially impacting approximately 143 million U.S. consumers. So you can just assume that your information is out there now with EFX, and that's down hard in the after hours. The other story that came out on it was that three EFX Equifax managers sold stock before the cyber hack was revealed, and that's from Bloomberg. And I'll go ahead and open this story up, and there's the headline, and that's from Bloomberg, okay? And so you can go ahead and read that for yourself. But that was the big story after hours tonight, and this thing is just getting killed and will probably get killed. But you can basically assume that your information is out there. But you have to think, with that going on, you know, maybe this hack and some of these cyber security names are gonna pop tomorrow. So we'll see. You know, they get these little pops on these type of things, and then they you know, give it right back. But maybe this time it'll stick for the cybersecurities. All right, so I'll be right back with your stocks to watch list, and hang on. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into the stocks to watch list, this ATOS. You see it's up above the 50 SMA. Some good expanding volume came into the name. It's an under $1 name, but you know, if you can get over that 52 cents, you might get a continuation move. AUPH daily chart setting up here. We spoke about this one, I think yesterday on yesterday's video. Looking for that $7 break. AUPH, AVEO. This one in our room, we played this over the break of 350, and some traders really did well. You might get a continuation move over $4 on AVEO, so keep an eye on it. would like maybe some type of red to green move. That would be nice. BABA, the chart's setting up here, maybe over 171 on BABA, depending on how the market is. Baidu, big pop here. You know, up $10. So we'll see how this wants to set up intraday on Baidu if you play the bigger names. You know, the obvious number here on continuation is maybe like 234, but we'll see. CALA, nice daily setting up here, looking for maybe like a 1685 break for possible 17 continuation. CALA, basing underneath the 50 SMA. Decent volume, so not a favorite below this 50 SMA, but keeping an eye on it. CLNT, this one had a nice pop today, but you know, when I was watching it, it wouldn't give us much continuation, so we never got a trade in it, so I'll keep it on watch for tomorrow. CNAT, starting to turn back up. You see it's above the 200 SMA, trying to get above the 100 SMA, trying to get back above maybe 590 for that $6 break on CNAT. CSIQ, looking for that 1650 break and back over the 50 SMA. There's been some like JASO, Asian, Chinese solar name, and JKS, nice comeback and push up, so maybe the CSIQ wants to join the party there. CUDA, I need a break of 2450 on this name. You see all these topping tails here on CUDA, but maybe with the news about that hack or the information getting out, this might move tomorrow. CXDC, not sure why I have that one on there. Let me get rid of it. Okay, let's skip that one. ePay, looking for this one to get over 3080, 3075. So watch ePay for possible continuation. Facebook did get over that 172.50 spot and is continuing up. Nice chart there. FireEye got an upgrade by Morgan Stanley today, so I'm looking for some type of trade in this maybe tomorrow. FIT, big pop, and so we'll see if there's any kind of trade with this one today, tomorrow on FIT. FRTA, this is one of the building material stocks, and you see 4 million shares came in, looking for the $4 break on FRTA. Building materials, it had jammed down. Maybe now they're starting to find it again. GPN, maybe over 96.25. GPN, global payments for possible continuation move. HLF, for this one we're looking for maybe like 69.85 break, and then maybe we get that $70 break on HLF. IPI, out of the fertilizer stock, we're still waiting for this one to take out 375 on IPI. iRobot, starting to curl back up above the 50 SMA, so maybe over like $97 on iRobot. NAC, still basing under this $1.90, needs to take out this $1.90, and maybe we get the break of $2. 2.2 million shares. PULM, this one popped, pulled back, so we'll see if there's any kind of setup here. SGMS, this is a casino name, trying to maybe get over that 36 mark, so maybe 36.05 on SGMS. SOHU, looking for this one to turn up and get over this 55.20 mark on Sohu. SYMC, nice pop today in this name. We'll see if there's any kind of setup in the name tomorrow. 7.4 million shares. TRIP, possible activists getting involved. I would need some kind of pullback and maybe a intraday setup. XLNX, this had the heavy call activity today, so I'll be watching this one. Yandex, looking for this to take out the highs from today over that 33.20 spot on YNDX. ZUMZ, this one is up in the after hours, big on their earnings, so we'll see if there's some kind of play in it. All right, this has been Zozo Stock Watch. That's your Friday stock list for September 8th. Everybody, please be safe with Irma. There are rainbows out there, even in trading. Take care and see you along the way.